everybody, it is Brooke with the Junk Parlor. Did you know that you can shop my house? So obviously I do the vintage hauls where you can buy things from me, but whenever I'm decorating the house or sharing with you a room, a lot of those things are gonna be for sale too. So that is what happened recently. I've sold a bunch of things in the house, and so guess what that means? It means it's time to redecorate. I'm going to take you along with me in switching out some areas in my house, some things because items sold and some things because they're just seasonal and it was time to switch them out. So let's get decorating.
Okay, here is the cabinet that I got at Goodwill for $11, how it has been most recently staged with the crocks. And I did that to mimic the fig leaf that is sitting in a crock next to it. I've rearranged the turtle shells, and this basket moved over from the kitchen island, and I just have it with some horns and fur and feathers and nests. But I want to redecorate it. I got a spool cabinet recently that I want to put here, and this awesome lamp. This picture also sold, so I need to do some rearranging. I'm liking the horns at this angle, and so I'd like to keep them. I do have a curved mirror that is normally on this other side of the sliding glass door. I'm setting it on this table to kind of see if I like it, but I like the circular shape or the arch top to it, so I thought it would look nice with the antlers. Now, I didn't put the antlers or the horns on the other side because this section on the left of the sliding glass door is wider than on the right. We are going to be jumping around today because I don't know about you, but I will move one thing and then have to replace something else. And I just kind of work in multiple spots in my home at one time. This little side table was where I originally thought that I would put this lamp. However, the lamp is more pretty on one side than the other, so I feel like one side definitely needs to go against the wall. This was a Facebook Marketplace find. It used to hold hotel keys, and I've really struggled with what to put here above the toilet in Cash's bathroom, so I thought I would try it out there. Not sure. And I just want to point out that this light has been replaced at least 3 times since we've lived here. There's obviously something wrong with this light fixture. I'm also thinking that I want to do something different with the shower curtain in here. This was something that we had in the last house, and I'm really wanting some more dark and moody colors and textures. I finally got a round coffee table at Junk Stock from my friend Brandon, and I screwed it and tightened it, and I've got it situated. However, it needs to be stained a different color. Now that we have hardwood floors in here, it just doesn't work. So eventually this summer, I will strip this and stain it something dark. I moved the basket from what we're going to call the entry cabinet over here to the coffee table. And then I got the 2 things that I wanted to have displayed in the living room over here on this entry cabinet. Didn't like the lamp covering up the mirrors or seeing the back of the lamp from the mirrors, so I ended up moving it over. And then I've had these books on this entry cabinet before, and I'm going to go ahead and put them back because they were on the coffee table, but I'm not very trusting. My husband and kids always put their feet on the coffee table, and I don't want them to get damaged. So I'm thinking if I move the mirror to the left side, then I'll have room for my paper punch pieces that right now are above my toilet. But they would fit nicely in here, and then I could collect more and eventually get it going floor to ceiling. I also want to change up the kitchen island. I change this space a lot, but the poinsettia is pretty much dead, so it needs to go. And I got a new ginormous cabbage cutter, and I want to put it here on the island and make it look cute. All of the pieces that were on the island just got relocated around the house. Look at this bad boy. It's beautiful and big. It did have some sawtooth hangers on the back, but I took those off, and I am going to put some felt pads underneath it because we use the island a lot for food prep and to eat, and I normally use it as my office and put my computer here on one corner. So I wanted to be able to slide it around to get it out of the way, and then we can put it back when we want to, but I didn't want to scratch anything. I recently picked up this brass swan, so I put that there, and then I gathered a couple brass bowls that I have. I already had the dice in it, but I didn't want the dice in it for the island, so I cut up some of these succulents that I had so they had really short stems and I could throw them in the bowl, and then I ended up putting the cake stand and the turtles back over here. Current situation of the entry table is I added this little wood stool stand and put the cloche over it, took a little wood plant stand and put there, and we're going to come up with something else because I like to do groupings of 3. I went ahead and hung the mirror, and then I couldn't decide how I wanted to do the antlers, so I just turned the camera on, recorded myself holding them in different places, and then I just, made a commitment that way. The kids use this mirror every day to check their outfits. And so if I put the antlers above or the horns above the mirror, I probably could put the mirror back over where it was. But either way, it's an easy location to get a full body view. With the mirror gone, instead of the paper punch, I decided to do my canvases that I absolutely love. I love them on my ombre gray wall at the stairway better than this. I can't remember what this color is called, but this is a good spot for them as far as the size of the wall, and I want to get them on the main floor so that I can look at them every day. The deer did have a wooden frame on it that I ended up taking off. I waited quite a while to make a decision, but I just think it looks best with the ducks that don't have a frame. I ended up leaving the little bench that I had used just to test the mirror out in this spot and staged it with some of the Crocs from the entry table and just put the food underneath. But then I didn't like it after leaving it for a couple days, so took it away. I added a brass bowl turned on its side because I needed some height underneath the cloche, and then I wrapped up some Hawaiian leis we had and kind of made them into a nest. I took a brass bowl off the built-ins and put it on the plant stand, and then I have this little wood stand piece that I need to find a bowl for. Ignore hubby's clothes on the chair, but I did want to show you that I moved a new to me stool in here, the taller one there in the back that I got on a recent pick. That's really kind of the biggest difference in here, other than I had a big trunk on top of this cabinet and that sold, so I'm going to need to come up with something else for up here. This is what I currently have on the kitchen sink, a little copper colander, some small pottery, and some little kid kitchen stuff. I just picked up this plant at the flea market. This wall leading down to the lower level I've really struggled with. I've had these window separators up before and I decided to put them up again, and I think I'm liking them more this time than the first time. I went with the card catalog and some antlers for above this cabinet. Note that I changed the stools that went right here. I ended up putting the other one in the laundry room, which I have been working on. This is what it started with in the part 1 laundry video if you want to check that out. Here's what it currently looks like. I'm still working and tweaking on the space. I haven't gotten it quite where I want it yet. I added some eggs to make my little faux nest, and I got the stoneware pot that I had put over under the mirror and I moved it over here just to add some more layers and stacking. Still haven't found a bowl that fits this stand quite yet. Here's what I ended up doing above the toilet since I took the hole punches and put those in the laundry room. This gun case also sold, but I haven't found anything to replace it, but it does need something on the left side of the TV. I wanted to hang my pussy willow wreath right here. I dropped it trying to hang it myself, which damaged it. And then the three of us got it hung finally, and then I decided I didn't like it. And a couple of these green suitcases sold, so now I'm trying to figure out something new to put in there. So be sure to click that subscribe button so you can see what I do.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. I would love if you would click that subscribe button. Of course, like the video and tell me what was your favorite area that I decorated today.